What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Phil. I got my co-host with me, Samantha.
Hey,
and
guys.
who are we doing today, Sam?
Jefferson Airplane.
Coming back to Jefferson Airplane after we went on a trip in the last one to Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, that one was pretty cool.
Yeah. And White Rabbit was that song that we did. And that was very, very interesting vibe. It was very cool. Mm-hmm. You know, even the video that we did in that one was pretty
Very
mind-blowing,
trippy.
right?
Yeah, lots of, like you said, Alice in Wonderland references in there, which was neat for me.
Yeah. So that was an experience for us. And we had to come back and do more. And this was something that you guys recommended we should do in Somebody to Love. And you guys are always so fantastic in those comments, giving us recommendations.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks so much for coming to chill with us so often. This channel's blown up so much, guys, and it's all thanks to you and your input and the subscribers hitting that subscribe button. And if you want to join us, we'd love to have you. And if you enjoy this video, remember to hit that like button as well. But without further ado, Sam, do you want to get started, or do you want to add anything from the first one that we did that you enjoyed?
No, I just thought it was cool, like I said, with the kind of psychedelic Alice in Wonderland theme, so I'm interested to see what they bring to this one.
You were much more familiar with Alice in Wonderland than I was.
I had seen that many times as a child.
Yeah, not so much for me. But anyways, let's get into Somebody to Love by Jefferson Airplane.
When the truth is found to be
So Grace Slick, I think we talked about her in the last one, that she blew us away with her vocal, and she's definitely doing that again for me on this one.
Yes, I would agree. I think she sounds fantastic.
Yeah, a little bit of the vibrato in certain sections really does that well. And I enjoy how her vocal offsets this really strong rhythm section that they have with the hard kick and bass groove that's going on. And then it's kind of offset by this higher register, but it's still a powerful vocal that had that haunting feel, I remember, from the last one that we did, right?
Yeah, and I feel like she does have a very strong vocal. Like you said, like I feel like the instrumentation is strong there in the rhythm section, but like her vocal is very powerful, but still sounds very like feminine at the same time. Yeah,
it really hits you in your chest with her vocal. It's very unique in that it's like so haunting. There's not a lot of other vocals I've heard that have this mature, powerful, haunting feel all combined into one. Sometimes you might get a couple of pieces there, but she seems to have the full package.
Like throughout. Yeah, and I would say for this one, like at least I'm getting less of like a psychedelic trippy vibe than the last one. I feel like the last one had more of that. This one I just have more of like that like rocky kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it's definitely got a 60s vibe to it, I would say. Would you agree?
I would agree with that for sure. To me, it feels 60s, just not as like on a psychedelic journey, transcending through like kind of abstractness. You know what I mean?
Anyways, Really cool song. Hook is very catchy.
I like it. Also, like something in the chorus sounds very familiar to me.
I was about to say that something in the hook, the Somebody to Love portion, it sounds familiar, but it's, as we've said many times on the channel, because we don't know any of this music that we're getting introduced to, a lot of the times we've recognized pieces of it from film,
movies, or
something like that.
Yeah.
But let's go back into Somebody to Love.
Yeah, but in your head, baby, I'm afraid you don't know where it is. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to love. Tears are running, they're all running down your dress. And your friends, baby, they treat you like a guest. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love? Wouldn't you love somebody to love? You better find somebody to
Makes it sound easy.
Jeez.
It was really cool to hear the way the electric guitar was playing off of her vocal as well. It was like a call to the electric guitar and come back. And also that sound of the electric guitar, I don't know, obviously the time period maybe would have factored into the way the mix sounds, but sounded very echoey, like there was a reverb on the guitar itself. But maybe that was just the way it was recorded. And so that was cool because it kind of added this haunting dynamic, which plays with her vocal really, really well. The backup vocals were there too. And I felt like that added to that feel with Grace. Like it was very, very subtle, really far back in the mix. You could barely hear the backup vocals, but they're there, and it just added in certain sections. Not that Grace really needs the power side of things,
not.
but it just added, I think, a little bit of
dimension to it. I feel like
a dimension that kind of extended the vocal out a little bit further in terms of depth. So really, really cool song. She's super talented. Catchy too. I mean, the chorus is pretty repetitive.
I found it very catchy.
Yeah, I could see this getting stuck in my head very, very
I was able
easily.
to sing it by like a third of the way in.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did. I really liked it. I also found it interesting because I almost feel like there was like two guitar solo sections. Like it was like the guitar solo came in, and then they brought the vocals back in, and then they brought another guitar by itself again, and then the outro, which was cool.
Yeah, it was short and sweet, but there were a few different sections in there that kept you engaged and interested and kept the energy pretty high throughout the song, I felt like. So really, really cool. Obviously, we've said this many times on the channel as well, so many different sounds that come from the 60s and the 70s. And
so diverse.
I think this adds to that.
It's crazy because they all sound so different, but they all still have elements that make you know that it sounds like the 60s.
Yeah, it's I think a feel, probably a cultural relevance, some of the messaging maybe.
Also looking at these hairstyles.
And doing a little bit of research beforehand helps us maybe get into that mindset before we listen to something. But I enjoyed this one. So I would say that's 2 for 2 for me for Jefferson Airplane.
Yeah.
I don't know how many other songs they have that are super popular in their catalog, but you guys are where we go to for that information. And I would be interested in checking out some more.
Yeah, I would too. So far, I think I liked both of them for sure, but I think this one takes the top slot for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I was super, super engaged with the last one that we did. I just felt like the creativity was on overload in that one.
It was.
So I really enjoyed that. But anyways, we got to know where to
jamming out
go.
to this.
next on our journey with Jefferson Airplane. Some of you guys were saying that they changed their name to Jefferson Starship, and I don't know if you were being serious or you were just making jokes or not. Their evolution was they went from like a plane to a starship. But I don't know if you guys were, using some jest there and it went over my head. But you guys can let us know in the comments. And we always appreciate your insights. Thank you so much for all the support. We wouldn't be where we are without you guys. You guys have made the channel really special, great community, and we wouldn't have it any other way. So we'd love to have you if you want to join us on this journey. We're going to keep going tomorrow with 2 more videos. You can hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you then.
Come join us for the ride. See you in the next one.